4, 3, 2. I was already recording before I even said 2. Sucks to suck. We're in the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys all enjoy. So in today's podcast, on today's podcast we have a lot of people today. So in today's podcast we have, let's see who's on the squad. We have Tigger. We have Phil. Okay. We have Tigger. We have Phil. We have Lord Sassington himself, a whore on Sunday nights, Bigums.
God, he has a long name.
Yeah, he does. We have Big Boy Phil. We got your boy.
You got your boy, the best cancer you'll ever know.
That's almost as long, God.
So, Phil, would you like to kick us off on the podcast by taking a topic? I mean, you are a special guest on the podcast. You have the list of topics. You can pick anything on the topic list right now. We can just kick us off. Okay. You supported the Patreon. That's what happens. You did this to yourself. Sucks to suck.
I suppose it not something that I don't really have a lot of experience with, but I imagine a lot of you do. Let's talk about the Overwatch characters.
I think I'm like
new characters and nerfs.
Okay, so
I'm imagining some of you have quite a bit to say about that.
So me and Tigger, I think, are the main ones who actually have an opinion on this. I don't know if your boy does. I know Bigum's Def does not. So I guess we'll kick it off with that. So in my opinions, just to cover for people who don't know, Overwatch is currently getting a new character named Brigitte. I don't know how to say her name.
I think it's Brigitte.
I think it's Brigitte. Who cares? Well, people do care. If you're in the comments and you care, please tell me how to say it. Tell me how I'm wrong. I need 10 different comments telling me how to say it 10 different ways. If I don't get that, I'm disappointed in all of you. I'm serious. But yeah, but effectively speaking, we don't have to cover this one too long. This is just a quick one for Chief and Pride if they were here, but they're not. But openly, I think it's really interesting to have these new characters in Overwatch, her specifically, because she's like a support tank. We don't really have those. So I think she's going to change the meta for the better. I'm really hoping she does, because it'd be a pain in the neck if she doesn't. Hanzo's getting a nerf. Hanzo's getting a rework. It's considered a nerf to some people because he won't have his one-shot scatter arrow, if you know what you're doing with it, but it's getting replaced with a rapid-fire 6 arrows, and they're really quick, so odds are he doesn't have a one-shot anymore, but he's going to kill you really fast again, so cool. It's really weird because he's more OP now than before, but I mean, he's actually more competitive now. Some people are going to see it as a nerf to Hanzo, which, I mean, if that's your thing, that's your thing. He's just way more viable now. It's a buff, in my opinion. And Sombra is getting a nerf because I believe it's going to be easier to stop her hacking you now. Even though it's already very easy to stop Sombra because you just turn around and Sombra.
It takes one single point of damage for her to stop.
Yeah, it's super. They're making it easier now. Apparently, you can I forgot what they're doing, but they're basically gonna make it easier to stop her. She recently just got a buff too, so that's kind of weird. I don't really understand why you do that, but I mean.
So will it just take longer now for you to hack a motherfucker?
I think.
Does it take longer?
I think it'll take I think it's the same speed. I think the range is getting nerfed. I think her range or something like that. So that's the thing. Again, I'm not a fan of it, but I mean, it's not a big deal. It's just a nerf.
I don't play as Sombra, so
I play almost every character. So to me, this is just Sombra already isn't that competitive, really. I know Sombra can really make an entire difference in a game, but the skill required to play her compared to other characters.
Wouldn't Tracer be a better option than Sombra?
Tracer's just a better option. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
I really don't even pick Sombra, honestly. If we're going into like Overwatch and you pick Sombra, I'm like, dude, just pick Tracer. Honestly.
The one thing Sombra's good at is a pseudo healer, in my opinion. In case teammate being an idiot, teammates just being idiots, not picking an actual good healer. You have to become the pseudo healer by just hacking the health kits over and over.
Yeah, I think that will probably give her a new, especially because now she doesn't get alt charge from the health pack hack anymore, so that's just all around just makes her to me less viable than she could be. But Brigitte or Brigitte or Brigitta or Brianna, I don't care. Beyonce is coming out on Tuesday, I believe, if I remember correct. So Beyonce, as of this podcast being released, Beyonce should be out right now. So please go pick up and try her and tell me how I'm wrong in the comments below. I'd really appreciate that.
Beyonce.
What else are you gonna call it? Brigitte?
Well, I mean,
I'm going with
she's of like Scandinavian background, so however the fuck Scandinavians would pronounce her name.
Brigitte.
Look, it's Torbjorn's daughter, and his name has it's like Torb and then the J at the end. So who, Lord knows, how we say her name.
I think
Briate? Briate? Would that be?
Probably something closer to that. Yeah.
Briate. I want to go with Briate.
Migate.
Brigitte?
Look, her dad's weird. Look, her dad's weird. Her name's weird. And speaking of parenting, I wanted to go into a different topic because I think a lot of my viewers are our age and younger, and especially if I can like help anyone in general, like living with their parents. I think that like everyone here has different parents, right? Like everyone here has different parenting. Bigums has a mom who's more of like, as long as you're not doing anything stupid, don't bug me. I have more of a stricter parenting type deal. Tega has, everyone has different parents. So
Just chilling.
yeah. So I think that living with parents is like a thing that no one ever tells you how to do it, because granted, everyone's parents are different, you know what I mean? But like no one ever tells you like, because you go to your friend's house and you go hang out with somebody else, and it's weirder because it's usually like different. You know what I mean? Like it's a different atmosphere, it's a different vibe. I've hung out with a friend who's like, I hate you, mom. She's like, I hate you too, and it's just their cute way of saying I love you to one another. And I was just like, my mom wouldn't think that was cute at all.
Honestly, if I said that, I would be so scared for my life.
Yeah, I think for most parents, I think most parents, if you're just straight up and you just come to your parents and it's something such as like, for example, my mother doesn't like me swearing. That's the thing that she's just not a fan of. She knows I do it. We both know I do it. I openly say I'm gonna do it. I'm just not gonna do it in front of you. But I also not gonna do it in the house like that. You know what I mean? I would prefer to say it in the house, but if it ain't at you and it's not in front of you, I think I should be in the clear, in my opinion. You know what I mean? But I just recently I just had a talk with my mom, just like the swearing thing, because she was like, she doesn't want me to do it. And it's like, it's just something I do. It's gonna happen. And we've broken
it's just part of the language now.
Your argument should be like, it's not derogatory.
It's
so
just it's a part of the language. So like we've agreed, like we've had like a conversation. Just if you don't really think to talk to your parents, just like straight up like, yo, can I do this, and just come at them like with a real adult tone. You're always just like, you try to instead of like being straight up like, this is what I want to do, can I do it, and this is why, and having like an actual reason behind it other than I want to do it. You know what I mean? Then usually parents are like, they're more understanding towards. Like if you go, I want to swear, and it's like, why? Because I like swearing. That's not, you don't really, you know what I mean? I was like, can I swear? Or if you're like, can I swear? Why? Because Timmy's parents let him swear. It's like, well, your mother's not Timmy's mom, so she doesn't really care. So I was flat out. Yeah,
I birthed Timmy.
Took his birth Timmy. That's cool. So I flat out was just like, in my mom, I was just like, I'm gonna do it, but like, I don't use it to like insult people. Usually, it's just more of just like an actual word. So me and her are going back and forth, and we've decided I can say ass. Ass is chill. Like ass is cool with her. I can say it in front of her. I can just say the word ass, and it's cool. And it's just in general, because it's just a body part. It's ass. Yeah. So that's the thing. Just again, it's not what I exactly went in there to discuss and aim for, but it is something that happened due to just being real and discussing with your parents. I think
you're reaching even greater heights.
So yeah, I think just being real is the thing that you kind of just have to have with your parents. A lot of people, like, you're not gonna get one over on your mom or dad. And even if you do, you're not gonna get one over that like you're not gonna get anything important over on them. Like if no one's home, I'm swearing. Like I'm pretty sure they know when no one's home, I'm swearing. Like I swear when no one's home. Like that's just how it is. I swear the way I naturally do when no one's home. But when someone's home, I'm more just like, okay, there's no swearing. This is how we talk now. This is more of a, you know what I mean? When people are home, I'm like, all right, I won't swear as much, or I'll try to cut it down. That type of deal. So just that kind of thing. I think for me, that's my thing at least. But I want to know, have you guys ever had a situation with your parents where like there was something you couldn't do, or there was a situation with your parents where it was just like something, just a dynamic that wasn't really working for you, and you just like talked to them about it and kind of worked past that dynamic?
I remember when I was younger, everybody in like all of my classes had an Xbox 360, and my dad would not let me
and I went away and basically wrote like a 6-paragraph essay on why me having an Xbox 360 would be good for him and my mum.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, it worked. Like, it was, the basic sum of it was like, if I was doing that, it would mean that my mum and my dad would be able to watch the TV whenever they wanted, because I wouldn't be in the room constantly bored of whatever they were watching.
If my son came to me, my gorgeous little son, daughter even, if I had like a daughter and actually named her Aspara, because I think that's cute. If I named my daughter Aspara, and this gorgeous little thing just wallowed up to me and said, can I have like insert console of 2030 or whatever, insert here. And I look at her and go, no. And then she came back like a day or two later with a 6-page report. I would read the first paragraph, then read the last paragraph, and F the middle. I'm not reading 6 pages. It's yours. it's yours, man. You've earned it.
Wait, that can be good. That would be a good segue right there to say, what in God's name would you name your kids? That could serve as a good segue right there.
I feel like, Father, I've already done that. Well, and I didn't get my console.
I mean, for me at least, I think, well, we can talk about this. We can talk about this real quickly. I'll just, on a little bit off topic, we'll go about it. When it comes to naming your kids, I think we live in an age where you can name your kid darn near anything. You can name your son Platypus, and it'd be almost darn near normal in school.
In Tennessee, yeah, there's no name.
Like, there's a person out there named Shahid, which is shithead. Like, it's a thing.
What?
There's a person out there named Shahid. Shahid. It's spelled.
Yeah, it's usually because it's Shahid is usually how people pronounce it to get away with it.
I'm not joking. That's a thing. So you can kind of see. When I first came up with the character Aspara and I was designing Aspara, I was very on the fence of like, maybe I'll get a cat or a dog and I'll name it Aspara. You know what I mean? I've openly thought that. And because I was like, that'd be kind of cool. And then I was talking to a friend of mine who's a girl, and me and her going back and forth, and we were just jokingly, and she was like, oh, what would you name your daughter? And I was like, she was like, she said, would you name your daughter Aspara? Because of the story I'm writing, she knows about it. And I was like, I would if I think she'd be able to get away with it and go through life normally. But I don't know if she can get away with going with the name Aspara and get through life normally. Then everyone else I talked to, because in my head I'm like, this is weird. Everyone else was like, no, man, that's cool. No, you're weird, man. Why would you not name her Aspara? That seems like a pretty name. So, I think when you name someone something like that, though, like, I feel like people live to their name. Like, if there's a girl named, like, Jasmine, Jasmines are usually the hot girls. I've rarely come into a Jasmine who wasn't in any word of the way attractive. I've come in contact with 2 Helgas, none of which were attractive. So, I don't know if Aspara would be a name that destines my daughter to be, like, pretty girl or whatever.
I could imagine Aspara being one of the really popular attractive girls, to be honest. It's because it's such like a short name and it's very quick.
Yeah.
And it's quite nice sounding. I imagine she'd be one of the popular ones, or she might be one of the really sporty ones that like she might become like an Olympic hope for in like 2034.
Oh no, it's like, can I go to the Olympics? You paying?
Well, I'm training for the Junior Olympics, so you already know.
My daughter like, Dad, can we go? Will you see me at the Olympics? I'll see you on TV, sweetie. Too expensive. I'll be cheering you on at home. Now, if my kid grew up to be, because I'm an artist, it's just who I am at heart. So if I had a child that was like, I'm into sports, I'd be like, dude, bet I like sports too. But I feel like if I had a kid, because I feel like I'm gonna have a kid that's the opposite of me. Because you know, there's like a dad who like he plays baseball and he has a son that's into football. Oh, a little echo from babies. But he has a son that's into football, and it's the opposite end of the spectrum. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the only way I'd have that is if Aspara looked me in the eye and was like, I'm going to be a bank. Like, I'm just going to be like an accountant. And I just look her in the eye and be like, you're dead to me. Like, yeah, like a Maiwa Mo seen daddy. If my daughter told me she wanted to be like like an accountant or something, I would like Itachi forehead flicker. Like, and you're dead to me.
No. Listen,
You change your selection right now.
Just do Beerus.
No, I do the Beerus flick. Yeah, just put her. Just no. I don't know. Because I feel like I don't know. Because when I have the belief that when I have a kid, I'm going to like sit them down in front of my guitar, and I'm like, look, when you're the same height as that, I'll teach you how to play it. Like that, I want to be like that kind of parent. But still, though, when it comes to naming your kid, man, for the longest time, I was like, I would name my daughter Autumn or my son Xavier. So
if I had to pick two bloody names.
Yeah, one girl, one boy.
Alright, when I have a son, I would name him Jaden. Because that's pretty gender neutral right there.
Be careful
that's
there, man.
Like
Be careful there. I've yet to meet one Jaden with a good mind state. There's Jaden Smith. Then if you ever watched Yu-Gi-Oh as a kid, there's Jaden Yuki. I've yet to meet a singular Jaden with a good head on his shoulders. I'm just throwing it out there.
If they inherit anything from me, it's most likely going to be my mindset. If they inherit my mindset, I'm going to be bailing them out of jail more times than I can fucking count.
Actually, yeah, your kid inherits your mindset. Yeah, if you're honestly, your kid's just kind of F from the jump. You really can't mess them up, really.
Yeah.
You can't fail. You can't fail if the test is already invalid.
Alright, and for my daughter, I had it on my fucking head now.
His daughter is now Boniqua. Confirm it.
Yo.
No, it was something similar to that something real stupid that I went against.
I actually forgot what happened to the topic.
The topic right now is what you name your kid.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
You go on what you say while I try to remember the female name.
No. Let's go to Bigums. Bigums, what would you name your son? I already know your daughter's Kari. What would you name your son?
Johnson.
I didn't think I'd have a son.
to be fair, Bigums isn't planning on having kids. Period. So be fair. However, any ladies watching, he's single and ready to ignore all of your affections. So hit him up.
I wasn't ready for that.
Yeah.
It's true though.
So Bigums, what would you name? What would you name your son if you had one?
Brian.
Seacrest, fantastic. Tigger, your
I said Brian.
Oh, Brian. Oh God, why is it Brian?
That's the first name that popped in my head.
I'll take that. All right, Tigger, what would you name your son and daughter?
Probably either Adam or Adam. If not Adam, probably like something around the lines of Adam. So yeah.
There's two parts to that question. There's a daughter, big fella. Nope. Adam and Adam. Nope. All I need to know. No.
Gotcha.
Okay, I remember the name.
I feel like my daughter would be. I'll say Selena.
Selena. Okay.
Yeah, it's not very many. Well, not very many Selenas. That'd be quite a nice name.
Yeah, look. All right. What about you? What's your girl name, you boy? What you got? What's your daughter?
I've been inspired by a recent thing you and Kuka have been doing together, and I'm going to go with Shondi.
Shondi.
Ha, Saints Row.
One of my favorite game series. Shondi and Jaden. Jaden from Star Wars Jedi Knight, Star Wars Jedi Knight Jedi Academy, because he main character, and then Shondi.
Oh my God! What a reference that was.
Yep.
All right.
Hey,
last but not least.
That game, I fucking loved it.
Last but not least, Phil. You've been ducking this one. What would you name your son and daughter?
My son would be Xander, and my daughter would be Crystal.
Xander.
Okay. Let's stop with this. Everyone here has had some form of like an exotic name for their daughter. Bigums has Akari. I have an Aspara. Your boy has Shondi. Tega went with Selena, if I remember correctly, right?
And then Adam.
So Selena for his daughter. Your daughter's name is Crystal. I need you to understand right now. any woman named after a form of gemstone or stone is always a 10 out of 10 would bang again. It's a fact of life. Crystal.
The other thing is though is that it wouldn't be with a C, it would be with a K. It would be K, like Crystal with a K, not a C.
That's a fast food restaurant in America.
Because
that's a fast food. I want you to know because you're across the pond over here in America. We have a place called Crystals, and it's with a K. They have delicious little.
I mean, I would have gone with something like ridiculously long, but because I usually my name went like my head whenever I like veer towards female names always goes with a Christanthia. I don't think it's an actual word. I think it comes off the chrysanthemum plant, but my head always goes with Christanthia, so it would either be Crystal or Krista.
I think that's a fair name. I think that's fair, because when you said long name, I was like Alexandria, and you was like you hit me with that, which I can't even pronounce. So, Krista is in Crystal. I think that's pretty. I think that's a good name. That caught me off guard, man. And I think, speaking of things that catch people off guard, these SpongeBob memes, and they keep coming back. So every year, that's a good segue, by the way. Every year there's a SpongeBob meme, and it's always one from the older episodes. It's never a new one. It's every year there's a new SpongeBob meme. We had SpongeGar.
Patrick.
Patrick
come out of fucking nowhere like, okay, this is now a thing.
We had SpongeMock, SpongeGar, and then we currently have Evil Patrick. I think I'm making a prediction next year's Bubble Buddy.
Yeah.
Next year's Bubble
what
Buddy.
did you put in my drink scene?
I don't know. I think next year's gonna be Bubble Buddy, and it's like ignoring people.
Yes.
Or like someone trying to rush you out of the bathroom. Next year's Bubble Buddy. I'm calling it now. So if you guys are watching this, season 3 of the OwlCast, go back and watch it. I called it on March 18th. That's a thing.
But
no,
do you remember the? Alright, I'll shut the fuck up.
No, I was just gonna say, what do you guys think about like every year there's a SpongeBob meme? Am I the one who's noticed this, or is this just?
What about Doodle Bob? Doodle Bob or Bubble Buddy?
SpongeBob is very memey.
It is.
Apparently, there was already like Bubble Buddy did start like quite a few years ago as a meme, but it didn't take off because it was basically just Bubble Buddy still has more facial expressions than Kristen Stewart. And that was the entirety of the meme.
Dude, Phil, you gotta stop. I know you're new to the OwlCast, but buddy, you wait till the 30-minute mark before we throw shade. It's only been 22 minutes. Jesus Christ. Christian Stewart. No, I'm joking. I do find that hilarious, though. But no, I want to know you, boy, because I know you are like the designated meme lord of like my Discord and Bigum's Discord. It's just a fact. So, when in this meme culture of 2018, in the meme culture of like that has transcended Dat Boy, that has transcended SpongeGar, in the current meme culture, why do you think SpongeBob memes keep coming back? In your opinion, like why do they keep resurfacing?
Why do I think they
18-year-old virgins?
That's a good one, but not what I was thinking. No, the reason I think about this is nostalgia. What I was trying to say this earlier, but I ended up just shutting the fuck up because y'all were talking. It was this. If you remember, what did you put in my drink? If you ever remember that scene from the one episode, 4 to 5 different memes respond from that 30-second clip. Like, nostalgia is what will help anything.
You what?
You what?
Hang on, I gotta look for something.
Okay, so nostalgia drives memes. I feel so nostalgia drives memes.
Nostalgia.
I take back Bubble Buddy.
Generality.
I take back Bubble Buddy. I downpraise you. What, was it Anchor Buddy or like Wrench It? But whatever it was in that episode that one of the idiots pulled out, I think that will probably be the meme. I didn't think about nostalgia. I didn't factor that in. Nostalgia is like the boner of the mind.
Yeah. I know what you're thinking about. I think it was Anchor Buddy. who pulled it out? Larry, I think.
I think it was like Larry or Mr. Krabs. One of them pulled it out.
Yeah, Anchor Buddy. But Roy, but to me, like the Anchor Buddy thing, like pulling out a little fucking anchor from your back pocket like it's nothing, just fits more like the Fallout style of memes. Because some of the Fallout memes they're very generic, but they have a few gems in the rough. I mean, like I made a few myself. Like I have made shit. I made, and I have stolen. I won't hide that.
Look, man, stealing things is not unoriginal. It's like stealing things at this point has become such a so common and so people are so okay with it. It's weird, but it's only like a small amount of people who are really stealing things, but they're so loud about it that it just might as well be like the majority. Which brings us to our next topic: the vocal minority ruining good things. There are so many good. I'm gonna give these segues tonight, huh?
I got 2 books and a half on that fucking
What'd you say,
shit. 2
Biggles?
books and a half.
I said returned.
Oh, okay. So
Also, what are we talking about now?
we're currently talking about the vocal minority and how they ruin good things.
Oh yeah.
I think. So let's talk about the
What
vocal
in particular was the set off of this one?
We
There's a
transition.
ringing in my ear.
No, we're just not getting on the topic.
Mm.
We can use. I want to hear your guys' examples right now because I know. What is something that you like that was ruined by a vocal minority? I want to hear it.
Do you know the way?
That
is probably one of the. I don't think anybody can top that.
I think
Uganda Knuckles is the prime example of the vocal minority ruining something.
Yeah.
No, I can think of maybe 2 more examples. 1, Star Wars, or
Yeah.
SJWs, and 2, Australia.
Okay, explain.
Okay, Australia. Okay, I'm not sure if you knew. Have you kept up with news of Australia? They have started leaning a lot, and I mean a lot, to the point where I'm pretty sure they're hanging off the edge, but only barely hanging by their toes at this fucking point, how far left they're leaning.
Really?
Essentially, I mean, it's not as bad as Spain is, because Spain, you do not want to be a permanent resident there. You do not, because you'll just get fucked over real quick. But I could probably find find videos that'll help you, because explanations and explaining Jack Dick is not my strong suit. I can try to find it, because I remember there were a few cases of just Australian men just being accused of some bullshit that never really happened. I mean, I'm not good at explaining this, and I ain't really good at doing all this. This just ain't me.
Okay.
I mean, I'll throw in my 2 cents. I'll throw in $100, but don't expect change.
Okay. Well, I'll give in my examples of the vocal minority ruining good things. I think one of the biggest things that the vocal minority ruins is music. Music to me is like breathing. It's a very big part of my existence. And I've had a lot of songs that are really good, or a lot of artists that make really good music, just kind of ruined by the vocal minority, just crying out garbage. Like one of my favorite hip hop artists of all time, love him or hate him, is Machine Gun Kelly. MGK. I listen to his music a lot. I listen to a lot of his songs, and he's not a bad artist. He tries to play around with his music. He tries to experiment. He tries different things. And one of those annoying things that people do that he commonly gets flack for is when he tries a new type of genre, when he goes more pop instead of hip hop. A lot of people are like, oh, he's selling out, and it's like, well, 1, maybe, but if so, 2, if it's working and he's making good music, don't ruin it. Don't ruin the good music. Does it sound good? Good. Shut up then. Again, that's just your opinion. People like MGK, people don't. That's the thing. But I think another good example is Logic. Logic is a really good hip hop artist. He's amazing. Phil just got done listening to one of his albums that I played in the Discord. I played a full album, and Phil liked it. So that's the thing. Logic is a really good artist, but Logic is also one of those artists where the vocal minority are like, we don't like Logic, and Logic's copying this person's flow or that person's flow. And to be fair, they're not wrong. He is inspired by this person's music, or his talent in music is very similar to another person when he tries to use their taste and things like that. But music,
like Hyper.
Yeah, but however, people misinterpret what music was. Music hasn't been original in years. There's no original sound that's coming out of music. Everything's inspired by somebody. And so to have these small groups of people just go, he's copying this person, or this sounds like this person. It's like, well, yeah, but it's music. It's supposed to sound like one another. It's supposed to be inspired by this or that. That's how it works. Like, art is this way, but you don't hear an artist go out the cut and go, "You used my pose."
When did Big Sean ever sound like Lil Wayne?
There are a few who do that. They can kill themselves though.
Yeah, like as art is a platform of like inspired by other people. Batman is inspired by Dracula and like Sherlock Holmes, but no one's gonna call copycat. You know what I mean? Like that's a thing. You can be inspired by other people. You take inspiration. I don't understand why a vocal minority would like to ruin that. I think a lot of people who aren't artists or who don't like Logic in general are like this. Or I think people who are really diehard fans of another hip hop artist, when they hear a sound that sounds like their favorite artist and they thought it was them and they realized it was Logic, or they're like, I wanted to hear this voice, I hear Logic's voice, they feel some type of way. And I can understand that, but it's also like, is the words of the music good? Like, I think your personal feelings are getting in the way of quality, and I think that's really interesting to me to see that happen. But again, does anyone else have anything interesting to talk about when it comes to like the vocal minority, or am I just like, or was the art music thing the only thing to like? Because I have a couple of more, but I think that's where I want to leave mine at.
Subnautica. Alright, those who have played it and those who have been following it, you probably know what the fuck I'm talking about. And Kuko, I'm pretty sure I told you this, and now the same. Pretty sure
did.
I told you this one. Mm-hmm. Yep. But I'm pretty sure people watching haven't, so I'm gonna explain it anyway. Alright. For those who are unaware, Subnautica, very promising game if y'all have seen it. Very promising. It is gorgeous. You can't deny that. The thing is just bloody gorgeous. But the minority just bloody ruined it. I mean, they want, like, left, whatever, I don't give a run's sense what you call them, but they criticize in the game, whatever, even though they don't play it. You know, they want this, they want that, blah, 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 blah. And so the top sound producer, for bloody sake, went on and say, yo, you ain't playing our stuff. Why should we bring into your opinion? And so the main developer just went, hey, you know what you said? Yeah, I know what I said. Yeah, get your ass out of here. You're fired. The main fucking sound director was fired just because he said that to people, to those who didn't play the damn game. If you don't play the game, why should we take in your thing? You have not played. You don't know what it is, which is understandable. And then not too long after, I mean, the main developer made a fucking poll for this. Either fix core game or play as a female. Out of the however many people voted on there, around 70 to 80% voted on fixing core game. And if I remember correctly, isn't the Arctic Extra Pack DLC, whatever you want to call it, coming out soon? I mean, hell, they're going to have to find a new goddamn sound guy. Like, they're going to need to find a new one. Or else the DLCs might be shy, because the main sound producer, he made most, if not all, of the sounds. Like, he recorded what he did. Hell, the man was very, very dedicated to this game. He was dedicated. When it snowed, either where he lived or he went across country where it snowed, he literally just recorded himself, just recording foot sounds, swimming. Hell, even the little cuttlefish that y'all like, if y'all even know what that is, the sounds are recorded by him. I mean, I got respect for the man. I got respect for what he does. Great respect to him. Great guy. But the fact he was fired over that dumb shit. Same thing with fucking Google, if you remember that case. Same thing with that guy.
How many Google?
Google fired a guy because he was leaning a bit too right over Google's left-sided policy. He was leaning a bit too right-sided for them, so he ended up saying something about it, you know, to somebody on Twitter, if I remember correctly, and Google ended up firing his ass.
Yeah, that's the thing that happened. It sucks, but I think the vocal, like, it really sucks, because as a YouTuber or as a producer of content or maker of content, like as an artist and things like this, you really want audience feedback. You want to know how your product is doing, or how can you improve, or just how to get better in general, you know what I mean? But yeah. I think a lot of, like, and that's why you want feedback, but when you get feedback from a group of people who are the minority, but they're louder than the ones who, you know, it just kind of sucks. And I also want to let it be known that, like, as a dude who, like, has seen YouTube videos, and I've helped a friend of mine who has over 100,000 subs. I went through his comment section with him, and going through it, I'm just staring at it, and I'm like, it's easier to see the negative than it is to see the positive a lot of times. So I can kind of see how that happens. But I just really wish more people were able to just like kind of like turn off the blinders a bit and like just kind of see things for what it is. It does suck though. I don't know. It's a little frustrating, but I want to talk about something that's even more frustrating, and that is Dragon Ball FighterZ. Now,
I love that game.
I was supposed to have a review out.
I'm
supposed to have my review out soon of Dragon Ball FighterZ. So sometime next week, Dragon Ball FighterZ review. Look for that. Shameless plug, Mo, in my own podcast, right? But Dragon Ball FighterZ had one of the worst launches I have ever seen a video game have. Period.
Battlefield's worried about that. Battlefield 4.
Battlefield.
One of the, not the.
I love Battlefield 4 to this day, but it had the worst launch.
I think Dragon Ball FighterZ had probably
the last 3 Warcraft expansions. 1.2 million people unsubscribed from Blizzard, costing them almost 70% of their annual revenue for that year. That was probably the single worst launch ever recorded.
Yeah,
I mean, that's one.
The reason I say that Dragon Ball FighterZ did really bad, as far as my perspective, is because who here actually watches Dragon Ball FighterZ YouTube videos? Like honest to God, like most of us here are Dragon Ball fans. Like who watches
I'm
this?
next to you, big fella.
You still watch it,
Right
Jacob?
next to you. Yeah.
Or does anyone else?
I won't.
Casual YouTubers doing fighters videos? No.
Better question.
I am not on.
Tournament footage? Yes.
Question. Who here
I'm not gonna.
Who here looks for Dragon Ball FighterZ videos? Because I feel like we're YouTubers, we're Dragon Ball YouTubers. It pops up in our recommended. Who here looks for it? Like, who here's like, I can't wait to watch this Dragon Ball FighterZ video? Who here looks for it?
I don't know. Whatever fighters video I watch is just recommended to me. Like a mod video featuring 21 with ginormous breasts for some reason.
That's
It's like, okay.
That sounds fantastic. But no,
It really wasn't. The mod made her chest look stupid.
But effectively speaking, like,
His own.
I feel like for Dragon Ball FighterZ, I feel like its biggest mistake to me, or its biggest flop, was like, it's the thing that currently is going on right now. It messed up on the fact that multiplayer and playing with a friend and things like that. Dragon Ball FighterZ had the great opportunity to play with other people and to kind of build upon that, but never happened, and it really does suck. Because I would love to have seen like the multiplayer aspect of Dragon Ball FighterZ with just playing with your friends locally was just ass. It just bad. And I think like me and Pride, which was a friend of mine you guys seen on the podcast before, like me and him tried it like recently after months of the game being out, after time DLC from Xenoverse came out. I think 2 months have passed since the game released, and me and him still have trouble connecting with one another. But Broly's DLC is on the horizon. Like that's crazy. That's really crazy.
And Bardock. Don't forget about the Bardock.
So, take it explain. So we have 2 characters for expansion. Two expansion characters. 2 of them are very beloved by the franchise, like of like the community. 2 of the most beloved characters in the community. One for good, one for not.
Not bro.
Broly's loved. Broly is well loved by the community.
He is
By the
loved
west,
by
not by the east.
I don't know. Like type in Broly on YouTube. You will get Broly. You'll get so many videos of Broly. Broly's one of the most popular Dragon Ball characters. He has arguably one of the top designs Dragon Ball has ever produced. I think that's a fact.
But
I don't think you can argue that Broly doesn't have a good design.
But a very, very, very shitty motivation to kill Goku.
Cuckboy Broly's my man.
It really sucks though, because for a game that had a lot of potential, its story mode was trash. The story mode was trash. It contradicted itself. It didn't make any sense. So the story mode was trash and contradicted itself. It was all convoluted on purpose, but it didn't make any sense when done properly. To the point where people argue, is Android 21 10 years old or not? Like, people still are arguing, is Android 21 older than 10 or not? So that's a thing.
It's been 10 years since she was created into an android, yes. But before that, she was legal due to her being married, having a kid, yes.
Except that's not the original person.
That can't.
She was Violet. She's like Cell. biogenetically engineered.
She was made.
She's modeled after that woman, which means she shouldn't even know who this woman is unless someone told her.
She openly tells 16 that she can't. Like, they both openly admit that they can't remember. Like, 16 and her both can't remember their like original lifetime. They have to like she actively tells.
Then who told her she was a wife and mother?
Computer, something like that. The computer has data on that. Because apparently it was told like 16 was based off of her kid or something like that. It's weird. So that's the thing. Like that's not even the original 16. That's nothing but a makeshift wannabe version of 16. So, but the story makes a little convoluted sense that your boy thought that she was made into an android instead of it being biological, and he's probably had that mindset for the past months.
I mean, I've had that thing in my fucking head for a damn while.
Because of how convoluted and poorly written the plot is. Like, you think in a game where your only thing is plot and fighting other players, you'd at least be good at one of those. And the fact of the matter is, the multiplayer with friends sucks. And since the connection sucks and you can't trust being able to connect with friends, you can't make use of the 3v3 thing very reliably. You can't. I would love to take everyone in the Discord, hop over there, and we all just go nuts. I have enough friends to play the game to do it. We just can't connect you to make it happen. And it's very frustrating. And then the balance with characters is a little bit of an issue. And then if you on top of all of this, like the fact that the game's core issues are still a thing. I think that this is really bad. When you had two betas, not one, two released betas where you were able to test servers, where you're able to test play sets, characters, and movesets, and you still have one of the core mechanics fail, and your only excuse was week after the game was released that you're working on it, and Broly's about to come out, and it's still an issue, that's unacceptable. You're about to get DLC. You've let me know as a company that you're only, you don't care about consumer, what's the word? Consumer experiences or customer satisfaction. You don't really care about that. You don't really care about making money from this. And that's terrible because Dragon Ball fans are some diehard fans. Dragon Ball fans to this day will to defend that Goku was holding back against Krillin when Goku was a Super Saiyan Blue. To this day, people are Krillin isn't blue level because Goku was holding back. There's some diehard Dragon Ball fans who are very into Dragon Ball. And I think this is really bad. People to this day are arguing that it makes sense that characters can do things they can't do. Even though they know they don't, they're just diehard Dragon Ball fans. There are people who love both Kale and Broly. Which is essentially the same of being a Crip and a Blood. If you can't be that, you're gonna get shot. So...
Bruh, if Broly and Kale just went at it, I'm gonna tell you now, that planet they're on is just gonna be cracked down the middle for
if Broly and Kale went at it, Kale would win because Kale's stronger than Broly. But if Broly and Kale went at it...
Not in a fight. I'm not talking about a fight.
Oh.
If they went at it, that planet's destroyed.
If they had sex... If Broly and Kale had sex, Broly's pelvis is broken. She's stronger than him.
Yep. But, guess what? Zenkai.
His pelvis is broken.
Stronger than ever.
You can break your dick. That's a thing you can do. Have fun looking that up later, children. I'm not explaining it or going into detail now in the podcast. Sucks to suck. But excluding...
Oh my god. There's just Krillin in the background just going Senzu Bean.
Speaking of women and crushing men's pelvis, Bigums. Let's talk about Bigums and women for the podcast.
Oh, okay.
Wait a minute. How is that?
Because I have a character named Rose, and she's the only character who could death by snow anyone's pelvis. Carry on. With your questions.
But hey, Sugar's still best.
So, Bigums, what would you consider yourself when it comes to women? Well, what do you consider yourself?
Disinterested.
Okay. Now, ladies, again, I throw this out there for you. He is single and willing to ignore all of your affections.
If you're into that sort of thing,
Ladies and gentlemen, I need you to understand that he is a gentleman. He is such a gentleman that he is so gentle he won't even touch you. He'll actually ignore your presence. Amazing. He's loyal. He's loyal.
Now, if you want the complete opposite, you come my way.
He's a loyal man. Ladies, in the comments, hit me up. I got you. I'll get you in contact with Bigum's Discord link in the description below. I had to do it. Every podcast we have to bring up something about bigums and women, and this one is his lack of care for them. So like, if you have a wife, what's the plan if you ever get married? Like, what's the plan? Like, what would a girl have to do to get married to you?
Sandwich woman.
Okay, one more time, but slower, please.
Sandwich woman.
Okay, just ladies. I better see your names.
I'm not even flexing. That's the only way I'm getting with anybody. Feed me consistently.
What kind of
Don't touch me, but feed me consistently.
What kind of sandwich?
I don't care. A good sandwich.
Like I imagine there's a girl out there.
Mostly grilled cheese and PB&Js.
Okay, so ladies, if
me and I'm selling you.
Jesus Christ.
If you want yourself a good sandwich, get yourself some nice
I want you to know,
forest ham, toast, bologna.
This is for ladies who aren't interested in men. If this is for ladies who aren't interested in men, if you don't want your parents finding out that you're gay, date a bigums. All you gotta do is feed him, and he'll be pretend your boyfriend while you go smash your actual girlfriend. He's got your back.
Isn't that a fetish? Isn't there a fetish about like just eating someone?
I think it might be.
Like an overeating fetish. I'm sure that's a thing.
I'm pretty sure it is too. No.
Jerry Jason.
Well, I mean, kinda. I mean,
with my metabolism, it's impossible for me to get fat anyway. Stop eating if I get full.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to transition with precision, like instant transmission, off of the word fetish to porn tags. Guys, listen to me. I am an artist. I am an artist who draws women, and I draw women, and I draw men, and I am an artist. This is very important. And sometimes you have to study the anatomy to draw a woman with a huge penis. This is part of it. It's just, you gotta study anatomy. You gotta know how your anatomy works. Hashtag, if you want more context, support my Patreon.
Yeah.
So.
I'm not putting money on that.
As a Patreon supporter of Al myself, I can fully get behind that message.
I can fully get behind it and just ram it.
Yeah. Word rams you. Choice is yours. So when it comes to porn tags, I have found some very interesting things when it comes to porn recently. And I just want to get to know you guys a little bit more, and want to know, because we have your boy here who is a connoisseur, if you will. He's kind of
seen what I posted, and I was not even halfway done with that fucking list.
So he's a connoisseur of porn tags, and I think that as a man who is an artist, and I'm trying to learn more of them, that way I can develop my art and make it more delicious, is the proper term there. I think it's very interesting to see some of these tags that are like, I didn't know bimbofication was a thing. I did not know that. Bimbofication is a thing. I also didn't know sissification was a thing.
What the hell is sissification?
It's turning a dude into a sissy.
Okay.
And a sissy
I thought that was going to be only chan for a second. That's more it.
I looked into a sissy, and it is a blurry line here, from what I can see. Someone correct me in the comments. But from what I saw,
it's very, very weird, sissy. It's a lot of very quick cuts and a lot of weird music and subliminal messaging.
So from what I saw, sissification or sissies, it's like a guy who's gay, and he's like wanting to be done by another dude, but he's cross-dressing and putting on makeup and dressing in drag. And then sometimes it's just a shemale. There's no true rhyme or reason from like what it is and isn't. It's a weird, funny thing to me, because I was like, all right, I'm drawing, I'm getting a reference here, and then I was like, bimbo, what's a bimbo? Oh, okay, bimbofication. I was like, oh, okay, and I was like, what is sissification? And then the rabbit hole just went deep. I was Alice in Wonderland. Let me tell you, Tumblr is a magical thing, ladies and gentlemen. Never look it in the eye. It stares back at you.
When you were saying with sissification,
I know about Tumblr. I've been there a while.
I knew of it by another name called banana. believe it or not, it's nothing to do with the fruit. It has nothing to do with the fruit.
Is banana like that thing I saw posted in Bigum's Discord where it's just like like an anatomized, like a banana with like anatomy and it's like sexing?
No,
that was disgusting. Also, that wasn't in my.
That was in bulks, right? That was in bulks.
Yeah, there's a bulk where the two guys sitting in those metal maid outfits. Yeah, that's banana. That's essentially sissy right there.
A banana is two dudes sitting in maid outfits.
No, why they're like, do you want me to like send you the image or do you want to try and look through it?
Ladies and gentlemen, you look up banana and you tell me what you get in the comments below. And,
yeah, tell me what you saw.
If you have any issues, again, ladies and gentlemen, if you're 18 plus, don't lie to these websites. Jesus Christ, do not lie to the website. It's in your interest. Except I totally lied to those websites when I was like 13. I was like, yeah, I'm 18. Yeah.
But now I have a question for the cat. For the viewers. What is your favorite tag? What is yours?
Okay. Now, again, if you're not comfortable, you don't have to put it out there. But we're going to go through it. Let's do it with everyone in the squad here. What is everyone's in the squad's personal favorite tag? I think mine is... I don't know if rough sex is a tag, but if rough sex not, and it's like particularly like if we want to go like hentai or whatever, I think like MILF. I think it's probably my favorite. MILF is probably my favorite. So Bigum's keeping my shut. All right, Tigger, what's your favorite?
I didn't say anything.
I don't know, but you usually were you paying attention just now?
I was. I just didn't say anything.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna say something about me saying MILF. Anyway, Tigger, you go.
Why would I? Why the hell would I care?
Me, I would say
my history apparently.
I know. Once again, why would I care?
I thought you were gonna call me out on it. Like again, I was gonna. Be like,
no, don't care.
Because we passed the 30 minutes.
Carry on. You can carry on.
Okay, go on. Tigger.
Oh, I thought you were
porn tag?
I was just talking. Big booty Latina.
What? Big booty Latina woman.
You see,
that is not a tag. That's not a tag. That is no. That's that. I'll take that. Nope. No question.
But that is
it's like Pog, but like with Latina women instead. What about you, your boy? What you got for me? What's your favorite?
Well, you already know what I'm gonna bloody say.
Okay, weirdo.
No, it's a Fudo.
Okay.
More specifically, Fudo and female, if I were to go specific.
Oh, okay. What about you, Phil? What's yours if you feel like sharing?
Mine would probably be very similar to your boys. It would either be footer on female or footer on footer. I have tried many a time to enjoy footer on male, but the guy's face just makes it weird.
Yeah, I agree.
Wait, is it Condi levels of weird? Where like it's the fattest nut he's ever blown levels of weird?
No.
It's because you get into a rhythm, and then like for no reason the camera angle just switches to this guy's face while he looks as if he's about to like pass a pineapple through his cock.
Because there is a pineapple passing through his colon. Foodies are known for being huge, man. He's currently grieving his inability to sit down for the next week. He's currently in the morning of his anus.
So fucking loud. I have the image in my head, but I need to find it real quick.
Oh man, that's outstanding. I love every minute of what just happened just now. Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, this is not the image I had in mind, but I think this gets the point across.
Let me see.
Alright. I think this will get my point across to you. Bloody hell, this is annoying.
He's looking. It's taking quite some time.
Yes, I know, because my shit likes to take its time fucking downloading.
What did you just say? What did you...
I suppose if you want a good example of your average footer size, just have a look at the last picture in the NSFW page.
Oh, yeah. I told you, it is something going through his colon, man.
The bigger it is, the bigger it is, and as long as there's a woman right in it, I will not.
So it's a dandy situation there. I think that's so funny to me. It's so funny.
Just.
I mean, we're already like on hentai, things like that. So I guess we'll just go on straight to like anime. That's a weird route to go, but let's do it. I don't know if anyone else.
Same things that one shows more tits.
I'm just gonna talk about anime that are coming out that I'm hyped for right now. I am currently digging and loving all of Seven Deadly Sins season 2. It is immaculate. If you haven't watched it, I recommend you watch it. Also, anime that I'm currently, I wouldn't say enjoying. I'd say I'm just kind of dealing with it because me and Biggums are doing it. Me and Biggums are gonna do a review, and I plan on catching up all the way on our review to the current episode this week. So we're gonna be busy recording.
Yeah, I gotta catch up too while I'm at it.
Yeah, me and Biggums.
I'm looking forward to Random Horny Rabbit.
Yeah, that's happening. So me and Biggums are gonna catch up in Killing Bites. I'm currently.
By looking forward to it, I'm looking forward to suspending my disbelief of how fucking stupid it is.
Oh, it's bad. It's really
I'm
bad.
I'm actually a furry, and that does not. Nope.
No, trust me. It's bad as it sounds. Like they're in the heat of battle. She pops out the ground. She's scared. She's running, and then she falls over, and everyone's like, "What's wrong with her?" And she just looks at the camera and says, "I want to make babies."
No, you know what's another one?
Deadpan looks at the camera. I want to. It's amazing. But just quick on the anime that I've been watching. I'm watching Seven Deadly Sins. I've been enjoying that. Season 2 is amazing. I'm looking forward to, and I never thought I'd say this. I'm looking forward to Tokyo Ghoul.
I must admit, I am in the same boat as you there. I had to suspend my disbelief watching Tokyo Ghoul because I heard from so many people that it's like Sword Art Online, but like edgier. Yeah. And I was like, I'm probably going to hate this, but I thoroughly enjoyed all of it.
It got good. I think the first season of Tokyo Ghoul was okay. It was good. The second season was yeah. You could tell they went off track from the manga. Season
3.
2 or 3. It's kind of weird. That one I'm looking a lot forward to. I'm really excited.
Season 3, which starts April 3rd this year.
So again, that's 2 days from my mom's birthday, so that's gonna be fun. Ladies and gentlemen, we're looking forward to that. I think maybe me and Phil will do a review on that on the Owl channel. I think that's gonna be amazing. Just a weekly review of it. And also, I'm also digging, and I can't wait to see the outcome of Boku no Hero Academia Season 2. Or Season 3. This season is hype. This season has everything I'm looking forward to. What about you guys? What are you looking forward to? What are you hyped for? What have you been watching?
I mean, I'm hyped for My Hero Academia and Attack on Titan. Attack on Titan mainly because
is there a new Attack on Titan coming?
Yeah, there is. No, this year.
Why? It can stop now. Thank you. Attack on Titan, you tried. You really did. We're good though, fam.
I'm sort of disappointed with Attack on Titan with the release of the second game by Koei, because I don't know whether it's Koei as a company or the game in specific, but the game released with the only voice languages that they have is South Korean and like Vietnamese. There's no English subtitles. The game just seems like it's entirely based. If you live in South Korea or Vietnam, you're going to love the game. Anywhere else, you're not going to understand a word that's being said, and you aren't even going to be able to read what they're saying.
I mean, it's Attack on Titan, so luckily no one's actually suffering. Except those poor Vietnamese people. They're playing a really terrible series.
And I got one retort to that. One retort to the VI plot. Plot in a game is like plot in a porno. It's expected to be there, but it's not that important.
Unless,
no, definitely not.
No, I hear you. But listen to me. The porn actor Lisa Ann has put on some outstanding performances with that poor boy. I just need you to understand. Lisa,
oh my god,
because Lisa Ann's performances.
Leave the woman alone. She retired from porn 4 years ago. Leave the woman alone.
Her performances were amazing because Nathan Drake's kind of done for his series too, but his performance in his story-driven game was also immaculate. I think a video game, to me, if you could do story really good, that's all. Like, if you could do a really good story, I think most good video games has a story to tell. I think most good ones have a story to tell, or they have a good mechanic to sell. It's one of those two. Sometimes you get a good mix of the two, but it's either one or the other. Those make good games. If you have a story to tell.
aka the Shadow of Blank series, in my opinion. Shadow of Mordor, very good. It had a reasonable plot, didn't really.
I thought you were starting to say Shadow of Colossus. I thought I was about to say the Colossus, and I'm like, that's a good game.
I would
yes,
agree with you, boy, because while Shadow of War's story was very odd, the mechanics were really, really good. Apart from the online, like the microtransactions, which are in games all over now, but
microtransactions, but in Shadow of War, the plot went and fucked itself several times over.
Yeah,
it contradicts itself in so many different points. Hell, if you played Blade of Galadriel, it contradicts the main story right there.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah, and then during the beginning, even then it broke the bloody lore, Tolkien's lore, aka Tolkien's very good writer. I highly recommend his works, highly. But it sort of broke it right there with Celebrimbor forging a new ring. And then they also
not
went
to mention what happened with Shelob, whatever that was.
Essentially transforms into Yennefer from The Witcher.
Yeah.
If you get that.
Apparently Shelob wasn't just a big spider; she was a demon.
If I remember correctly, they got that from. It was something about a quote from either one of Tolkien's work, like one of the works that involved Shelob. It was a quote taken from there. But it had, it was something about Sauron and keeping Shelob as like a dog. I want to say. I'm not sure. It's been a good while since I read any of Tolkien's stuff. I need to catch up. But back to Shadow of Mordor. Very good. They introduced the Nemesis system, which was phenomenal. Like, it was just glorious.
I think that system might become one of like the new standards when it comes to games like that. I think because the Nemesis system,
if any game could replicate it, because so far there hasn't been another game that's been able to replicate it at all.
I mean, a lot of people felt that way at first about certain game mechanics, and it became a thing later on. I think that people will probably, we'll be able to recruit to do the Nemesis system, and probably like the next, like, I think the Nemesis system will be a really good like implementation in probably like the next Dark Souls.
Well, if a Dark Souls happens, but that would be good.
If they did like another Dark Souls-esque game with the Nemesis system together, I think that would be a wet dream of a game. I think that'd be really phenomenal, because it's like because usually most people, the bosses are just, they're scouting their first try, then they actually fight them. But if the boss proceeds to go, hey, I'm about to F you up this next try, I think that's...
You know what you just reminded me of? You reminded me of what Bloodborne someone did. The enemy that killed you kept your blood echoes until you killed him. So that enemy essentially became your nemesis until you killed him and got your echoes back.
Yeah.
I'd say that was a nice touch, but it was also really annoying, because sometimes if you're playing, you have that like one obscure enemy that like it took you like half an hour to finally get up to the guy that's like shooting you with a damn ballista or something.
Yeah.
Only to then die and have to do that entire thing over again. And he's still up there since you didn't kill him. Like, he's still up there just firing ballista. And then, who's to say you guys ain't gonna die there? And then, bam, all your blood, all 5,000, 10,000 blood goes just down the fucking drain out of existence.
I'm looking forward to that with my Bloodborne playthrough. I'm looking forward to it.
If I were to give you one advice for the very beginning when you're in Yharnam,
don't even do it, man. Don't even do it. The subs, the views, and the stream, everyone's gonna openly tell me to do a lot of things, and I'm going to actively ignore all of it and die like an a-hole.
That's best.
I was just going to say use your fist. Use your fist.
I'm going to actively just go and die like an a-hole.
I always find that the best thing about the Bloodborne playthroughs is that no two Bloodborne playthroughs are the same, because it's such a expansive game that once you pick up your first sort of couple of weapons, it basically just becomes an entirely different experience to like the last guy that played it.
Yeah. So I think it's gonna be fantastic, honestly. We've actually gone on for that one. So we're getting towards the end of our topics here. We have a couple more actually that I didn't actually update the list with. But I have a couple more. But that doesn't matter, because since we're getting towards the end of our list, we're also going to get getting towards the end of Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball Super released episode 130. The animation quality was like a roller coaster ride. Sometimes it was phenomenal. It had highs, lows. It was all around a mess. Bigums, can you do me a favor?
Pictures of it.
Okay, so there's a thing that I say. I always say that the God of Destructions couldn't break the ground, and then you follow up with a certain phrase with Goku. We're going to set this up again, but it's going to be different. In this episode, Jiren breaks character, and he tries to attack Goku and Goku's friends. Goku proceeds to stand on a rock, look down at Jiren, and what was it, Biggins?
Goku smash!
And he clocks Jiren so hard, Jiren's jaw should be powder. I'm not playing with you. See, the platform that they're fighting on is something that God of Destructions had to try to break, and they reinforced it to make it stronger so the God of Destructions couldn't break it as easy. Goku proceeds to break Jiren's, break 3 different huge chunks of it with Jiren's face alone attached to his fist. So, I'm going to throw it out here. Jiren's jaw should be powder, but that man proceeds to talk afterwards. It blew my mind. But no, this episode of Dragon Ball Super was pretty good. A lot of things happened. Spoiler alert right now for those of you who don't want to be spoiled. I think this is probably a good time to leave the podcast, honestly. The episode's been out for granted, for us it happened yesterday, but the podcast goes up on a Tuesday, so you guys should be able to, you've had time. So, let this be known. If you haven't seen it, pause the podcast, go watch it, come back to it. So, Frieza we knew was alive the entire time because, obviously, he never got wrung out. 17 surviving his self-destruct, though. That's some bull. I don't know how I feel about that. How do you feel about it, Vince?
And he still has energy from it.
I'm happy to see the MVP is alive again and all, but what's he going to accomplish now?
Well, it's I feel like... I love Android 17. He's awesome. Don't get me wrong. Android 17's the man. He's one of the best characters in Super. But it's also it ruins the impact of his death. That kind of had emotional weight that's just gone now. That's just gone to be abandoned and mourned, I guess. It really sucks because I really wanted to see more from him. You know what I mean? That being said, it sucks that he's dead. It really does. He's alive and he didn't die. I know that sounds weird out loud to say that it sucks a character didn't die, but it would have made a more emotional impact on the plot. I personally feel like they didn't have him killed because they wouldn't have time to wish him back with the Dragon Balls. Because because they're going to win the tournament and they have to have the wish at the end. I don't know.
True best just bring back all the universes.
Yeah, so it's definitely going to be bring back. It's just probably hype. I'm assuming that they let him live for the character and the hype. It does suck to me though because it would have made a lot of more impact. Frieza living. Why does Frieza even have the energy? Frieza has enough energy to go golden and push Goku back into the platform. This episode was weird. They didn't. Okay, so a lot of people have been theorizing and thinking of why Goku fell out of Ultra Instinct when mastered UI. I'm still sticking with my belief that because Goku thought while in a form that requires you not to think and let your body move, Goku actively thought about knocking out his opponent. So, I'm going to openly say that's probably why he fell out of the form. That or that rage punch of his, or as Bigums likes to say, the Goku smash, that probably took...
a monster-looking punch.
That punch, I can honestly believe that took all the energy he had left in UI out. But no, that kind of sucked. The animation was all over the place, though. I did enjoy the thorough whipping that Goku gave Jiren the entire episode. I really did enjoy it. I don't like the fairy tale-esque Natsu power-up that Goku had while in UI of my friends are my strength, and it happened twice. Goku had his usual rage, which, I mean, that's fine. Goku raging over someone attacking his friends and family, that's normal. We've had it before in Super, it's fine. But for all the characters, we believe in Goku. Goku's our hope, this and that. That was very fairy tale-esque. I mean, I get it's the end of the series, and there's no spirit bombs, so you can't do the whole get him, Goku, but I don't know. It would have been more impactful if you just did it a different way. If everyone just said Kakarot while Goku was, attacking Jiren. That, to me, would have, if Goku and Jiren are about to clash and everyone said Goku, and it was, the last strike before Goku fell out of UI, I feel like that would have been more impactful than Goku gets smacked on the floor and his power of his friends boost him back up off the floor, and now he's stronger. That kind of was lame to me.
Nah, the fact that they didn't use Ultimate Battle in this episode actually irks me.
I could have sworn. Yeah, they didn't.
The audio
no,
was there.
They didn't. They
Yeah,
used...
until that moment right there, Jiren was actually putting up a fight.
Yeah.
Then Goku had his little power friendship moment. Then Jiren was like, "Fuck your friends," and Goku's like, "Fuck you, Goku smash!"
I mean, I'm glad you're getting it in now because Super's ending soon, and you won't be able to say it much more. It's kind of sad, really.
Isn't the next episode the last?
The next episode's the last episode.
Super is the reason I started saying that, because Goku's never just been a dumbass punching the ground before.
Yeah, I mean,
Super introduced me to that concept.
Hopefully Dragon Ball Super's ending will be good. They have 20 minutes. I hope they make like a 40-minute episode. If they take time off next week and make a good 40-minute ending, I'll be happy. They can even pull a Naruto and like take time off to make like the last fight between Naruto and Sasuke like an hour long. If you make like an hour long episode for the final episode, I'll be happy with that. Because it just feels like it's ending really abruptly. This tournament has been dragging its feet, but we haven't gotten to the main fight in the past 2 episodes. It's like that's when the main fight started, the past 2 episodes. So it's like, this kind of quick ending, whatever. I mean, it's Dragon Ball. They can do what they want. But, I don't know, just kind of... Does this feel satisfactory to any of you? Like, does this feel complete? This doesn't feel...
I got my 2 stupid shirtless swole dudes punching each other. I'm satisfied.
Yeah.
And now I have even more. Well, there's I guess Frieza's swole. A 17 still has a shirt on.
I would be satisfied if they played Ultimate Battle.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just it feels rushed to me. You know?
I forgot what I was looking for.
It feels like they dragged their feet until Goku got UI mastered, and then after he gets it, it's rushed. It's like, all right, he got it. Hurry up, like, you know.
I feel like they use UI too much.
Yeah.
Like 3 times, yeah, but it feels like too much. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like the Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken should have been he should have easily taken on Kevlar with that, because hear me out. They're not God level. And when I say God level, what I mean by that is their power isn't equivalent to a god.
It is.
You know what I'm saying?
It flat out is.
But it shouldn't be. That's what I'm saying.
No,
like,
it is. It should, yeah. It should.
How so?
Their power
like, Fusion makes you stronger.
Let's do this. Let's do this real quick. So, one, Fusion does make you exuberantly stronger. We found that out with Vegeta. That's the thing. Vegeta was able to stop an opponent who was able to almost break the universe. And Vegeta, no difficulty, smacked that opponent. Like, you know, he had a little bit of difficulty and smacked that opponent right out of that ability. Keep in mind, Vegeta did that as a Super Saiyan. He had access to 3. He only did it as a Super Saiyan. He didn't use 2, a Super Saiyan. So Vegeta didn't go all out, and he was already capable of fighting an opponent who could have destroyed the universe. That's a thing that happened. Whereas Goku and Vegeta were nowhere near that level of strength, but people forget that. Then, Fusion makes you exuberantly stronger because a Zamasu, who's a Super Saiyan 2 level fighter, and a Goku Black, who's slightly above Super Saiyan Blue, do not equal 2 Super Saiyan Blues, but yet they did. So Fusion in itself makes you exuberantly stronger. And then if you factor in the fact that Goku's a character who absorbed the God form into his base and then went Super Saiyan, and that's close to Caulifla. If you give a character who's close to Goku Super Saiyan 2, and then you go another character who's Broly, who tanked a blue Kamehameha, and then it's like she goes Super Saiyan 2 legendary, and then they go and fuse, you'll get a character who's about God level, yeah, and then some.
But I'm just saying.
Like, yeah, that happens.
And
they're Saiyans, and they're different kind of Saiyans than ours. But openly speaking, I think Ultra Instinct was not necessary. But again, the Dragon Ball Super's playing so fast and loose with the rules. Lord knows how many Zenkais they got while fighting Goku. Because you can't say that Goku didn't give them a Zenkai when Caulifla got smacked to half death from a God Ball and couldn't stand back up while Kale stood over her. You can't say they didn't get a Zenkai from that when Goku Black got kicked one time No, not kicked. What was it? Goku Black fought Goku. I think he got punched one good time, fell through the portal, and got a crazy Zenkai from that. So, if you just get hit really hard, you get a Zenkai. Like, that's just Dragon Ball right now. So, I don't care. I'm willing to believe that they got stronger. It's like, whatever. And you can't go, well, they shouldn't be that strong either, because they're like, well, they're fusions, they can't be near UI level.
No, I'm saying the fusion, it should be strong, but I'm saying Super Saiyan Blue should be able to handle it.
It can't. No. If Godku was just above them, right? Like, the two of them together were just above God. Like, Godku was just above them, right? Right? And Godku is one finger to Jiren, and Blue is Jiren blocking. Then Blue, if them together was comparable, there's no way a Blue would have been enough. So Blue Kaioken would be the next step. But Blue Kaioken wasn't enough because they got stronger during the fight. Because at first he was winning, and then they got stronger. So Blue Kaioken wasn't enough. So there was only one thing left, and it was UI. And you can't go, well, they shouldn't be UI level because they're not. They got smack-OD'd by Goku as a UI. They were just above Blue Kaioken. That's just what happened. They tanked hit from UI, but to be fair, did they really? Because they got punched one time by a thinking Goku, and it put them in the dirt, and they stood up with debris damage to say that didn't hurt at all. And then Goku proceeded to slide in their DMs and hurt them even worse with a series of blows that made Saitama wet himself. So yeah, them being UI, them fighting a UIku who was outclassing them in every second of the fight, yeah, it makes sense. Them being above Blue Kaioken, yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, with what you were saying with Caulifla right there, you just made me remember a meme. Right. Remember the Black Knight from Monty Python? Tis but the flesh wound.
Yeah.
So missing both his DM arm. They were trying to kick Arthur, saying tis but a flesh wound. Then loses both his legs, and then calls it a draw.
So you're telling me they're equivalent to Promise Saiyan?
The Black Knight didn't call anything a draw. Arthur did and said, I can't fight this man anymore.
When Arthur caught both his legs, he said, we'll call it a draw then. Because he couldn't move at that point.
Arthur called it a draw.
Arthur called it a draw, wasn't the Black Knight.
Let me look this up.
The Black Knight then proceeded, where do you think you're going? Come back here and get what's coming to you.
Yeah.
I'll bite your legs off.
Yeah, the Black Knight was still trying to fight.
The Black Knight was still squaring up. He didn't call shit.
But no, Kale and Caulifla, in my opinion, they shouldn't be that strong. Like, they shouldn't be Goku after all his Zenkais and battles levels are strong to begin with. In a universe that's peaceful, they shouldn't have this. My family's loud. They shouldn't have that. You know what I mean? They really shouldn't, but they are. But Caulifla and Kale being like blue level, it makes literal sense. You just don't like the idea of it, but it makes sense. Like, openly speaking, God, they're loud. Openly speaking, though, like, here's an example, right? If Caulifla is a Super Saiyan 2 fighting a Super Saiyan 2 Goku, right? And they're fighting, and they're somewhere near the term of equal. And then Goku goes to fight Kale, and that Kale proceeds to make Goku into Play-Doh. Because that happened. We'll never forget Play-Doh-Ku because of how hard Kale smacked with him. Then she gets that power into she channels that into her Super Saiyan form. And then she goes Super Saiyan 2 on top of that.
Well, I'll accept that L. Cuckoo, you were right. I thought it was Black Knight that said it. I'll accept that L.
So, like, Kale went Super Saiyan 2, and she was already near blue level. Then she goes Super Saiyan 2 on top of that. Which, that's a buff. And then you have Caulifla, who goes Super Saiyan 2. And then you put those two geniuses together, and then they get Zenkais. They weren't immediately strong in the Blue Kaioken either. Then they got stronger while fighting it. It's like, yeah, it's a given. It's going to happen. That's what happens, man. I don't even like ride their penises. I think they're cool additions to the story. Well, Caulifla is, Kale isn't. But, I mean, there's a canon Broly, so whatever. It just, dog. It's like, it's not even like they shouldn't be able to fight a Blue Ku. It's like, no, it's two people in one body. I don't know, a lot of people don't like it, though. A lot of people don't like it because they don't look buff. They don't look strong. Like, a lot of people don't like Cabba's being Super Saiyan 2. They're like, he didn't gain muscle mass. It's like, Toriyama likes string beans currently. Let him have his thing. Like, currently speaking, I need you all to understand that base Cabba would have wrecked. I need this to be understood. base form Kaba would have handled Buhan like he was nothing. That's currently what the story's saying. There's not a doubt. That's not a joke. That's not a mockery. Base form Kaba would have devastated Buhan, while our Saiyans were trying to fuse. So
I will say. Sorry.
So like, dog, it's Khalifa was stronger than Kaba because Kaba's like, you might be stronger than me now, and she goes Super Saiyan. And he's like, you're probably stronger than me now. So she would have just decimated Buhan. Like, you see where this is going. Like, they're retardedly strong. Like,
Yes, but I will tell you this though. The one problem I have when people try to like bring up like this character could have, you know, beat this guy from like was one thing I always keep thinking in the back of my head. But that's at a later time. What about then? Like how you said, I know you probably said this before with 17 and Beerus.
yeah,
Like 17 could have popped over and said like, "Yo, shut your asses up. Stop fighting. You're scaring the animals." Like him just popping in because you know he was blue level when we met him again.
yeah.
But he might not have been blue level when Goku and Beerus fought each other.
He was
That's the
definitely
one
blue
gripe I
level.
had when.
He was definitely blue level.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah,
the
I'm
one
saying,
gripe I had
there's
when people
no
like,
way
try to
he
compare.
was not blue level because of the simple fact that this is a Goku post Goku Black Arc. This is a Goku post Universe 6 tournament, and this is a Goku post Res F. So this is a
Keep in mind, most of the events of Super take place in less than 2 years.
so it's less than 2 years, and this is a Goku like it's less than 2 years, and it's a Goku who's gotten crazy levels of Zenkai boost, and 17's even with him, and they're both holding back. And then you factor even if it took 17, like even if you go, oh well, 17 wasn't that strong. Yeah, he wasn't, but odds are he was overly stronger than our Goku, who had to hacks power his way there. And 17's been training the entire time, which means 17 would have slapped Beerus. Like it just translates over to 17 slapping Beerus regardless. Unless, openly speaking, 17 didn't start training those years he said he did, and he started in the past 2. Which then that breaks the series, even worse. But 17 openly was stronger than Beerus. They just didn't call upon him, which is weird.
Frieza,
Yeah.
power scaling.
Which is the biggest insult to injury is here that someone's commenting. Give me a sec. I'm gonna have to edit this out of the podcast later. Yes?
And you can try to make idol.
Okay, one sec.
Well, let's try not to leave whoever is watching this bloody thing in silence. At least let them hear
Professional
something
podcast.
glorious.
Very professional. I might actually leave that in just for you guys to know that I just got called for food. I might leave that in because I was like 30, 40 seconds. But yeah, like Dragon Ball Super and its power scaling is one of those things where it's all over the place. So I might enjoy this food though. But after that, let's talk about dumb reasons for being evil though.
Okay, I got a few, and they're mainly Dragon Ball.
Go for
You
it.
killed my not girlfriend. We're not friends anymore.
Okay, who is that?
Take a good guess. We're on the subject of anime.
You killed my not girlfriend. We're not friends anymore. I don't know.
Manipulation all around.
Oh, dude, that's Obito.
Yep. It's Obito. Uchiha Obito.
You killed my not girlfriend. We're not friends anymore, Kakashi. But I was forced to do it by the dude manipulating you. Yeah, but I'm a villain now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anybody else?
Oh, you cut off from me.
I'm saying any more like dumb villain motivations that you guys have.
I mean, the two that really come to mind was Broly and Bojack. Why the fuck? Bojack, we didn't really get a lot into the backstory why the fuck he was a space pirate, but the reason he was evil for the movie just made no fucking sense. Like, you would think he would try and thank Goku for inadvertently freeing his ass. I mean, you would think. But no, he's like, hey, did you, like, hey, this man freed us. You know what we should do? What? Let's go conquer his fucking planet, because, for shits and giggles. And then Broly
Can I ask a
just
question? I know this is not what I was asked, but if King Kai and a couple of Kais are able to steal Bojack inside King Kai's planet, and Bojack was stronger than Frieza because it took a Super Saiyan 2 to take him down, how come Frieza was just allowed to roam the cosmos?
I don't fucking know, because plot.
Anyway, back to Bojack and his dumb character mode and character motivation.
Right. Goes to Earth, you know, if you've seen the movie, you already know what the hell this is. You already know what the hell I'm gonna say. Goes to Earth, attempts to, gets not really fucking far. Fuck the Z-Fighters up. Well, his old posse technically did, but that's beyond my damn point. And then we
Bojack
have
really does some type of shit thing himself. His squad's pretty strong.
And then we got the walking, talking, angry for no damn reason steroid himself, Broly. He has the dumbest by fucking far motivation for being evil. And that's because Goku fucking cried.
Now, a lot of people give Broly a bad rap because Goku cries a baby, and Broly's a villain for that. But I need you to understand, if you've ever been on a plane before and a baby's cried behind you, you're darn near ready to rip off a Kakarot's head, too. I'm just saying.
I got two cousins, 7 and 11, and their asses will fucking go at each other.
I've held grudges against the baby for crying. I was like, you're 2 years old now. When you're 5, I'll knock you over.
Yeah. But I will say is I can understand that, but there's also one reason I think he's evil for a biological reason. That's he's a Saiyan. They naturally want to fight shit. Mm-hmm. Whether they become evil because of that, well, I ain't one to judge morals because my moral code is is extremely fucking flexible to the point it could limbo for 18 hours straight and still get up and do a hokey pokey dance.
Nah, man. Saiyans are a-holes by default, though.
Yep.
Like, all of them. Except Bardock and Gine, they're special. Mm-hmm. Bardock and Gine are special. It's dumb, but it is. I'm not eating mid-podcast. I'm hungry, man. You guys gotta understand. But before we end off the podcast, right? Because we've been on Dragon Ball for a while. I guess we'll say that's all for next time, but let's talk about OGM real quick. Just for real quick, we'll talk about, before we end the podcast, let's talk about the OwlCast, and it's sponsored by us. The OwlCast is currently brought to you by Owl Black Productions and the Obnoxious Gaming Mafia YouTube channel. If you guys haven't seen them, please check us out and to support. If you guys want to support the Patreon, I really appreciate it. Dope to everybody here. Shout out to Phil, Patreon homie. Who's here in the podcast, so I don't even know why I said shout out to Phil. That's kind of weird. You're right here. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if you did enjoy the podcast, please be sure to like, favorite, subscribe, and please tell us what is your favorite topic and list some topics below. Maybe we'll do the next podcast. And maybe you guys can be a part of it too. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it's been Owl Black YT. It has been me and the homies.